Alright guys, we're here again, Opinions and Beer with Backyard Beverages. We are making our second ever beer. And I wanted to just go through the steps and the process it takes because, listen, a lot of these videos on the YouTube, they really suck at showing. They skip steps, and even I skipped steps in our last video, and I was like trying to watch back like, well, how did I brew the beer? This is my second ever beer, how do I do it? And I didn't know. So here we go, we're heating it up, we had to turn it on. We are heating it up now to 152. It's at 98 degrees. To take this out, we put this in after we add the grain and let it circulate with the circulator. We're going to heat it up. When it gets to 152, we are going to add our grain, which is right here. We have about 11 pounds, and then we have some extra because we're going to do a very interesting brown ale, little off the cuffs. I think the idea for Opinions of Beer, the Opinions of Beer beers, we're going to do some basic beer, a weird beer, basic beer, weird beer. So obviously we did a perfection ale, very basic blonde ale. Well, now we're doing a very weird brown ale, and hopefully it turns some heads, if you know what I mean. So we'll check back whenever it's time to add the grain, but here we are, we're heating it up, and that's it for now. All right, here we go. We're gonna be, I'm gonna be dumping in the malt, and my partner here will be stirring it up.
Your partner?
Here on Backyard Beverages.
I'm his wife.
My partner wife. So we got a pound of oats. I've got a pound of smoked malt. Now this is a Kabal beer, so I wanted to have like a smoky, earthy flavor, like someone's been burnt alive. Next up we have our caramel malt. We have a darker malt. Next up we have our super dark malt.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. You can smell that? That's chocolate.
Ooh.
Woo! Chocolate. I'm gonna say what's this, but this is kind of like a tea herb. Okay, I'm gonna sprinkle some in. I'm not gonna do the whole bag. This is gonna be just a little bit, so I don't know. I had the same thing, but in wood form, and I'm gonna use the wood as I would hops. And I might actually put it in the fermenter later. So we're putting this to the side. 5-pound base malt. Huh? This is the last one. Now you always have a base malt, and the base malt's usually a pale malt. So regardless of your beliefs on anything, you'll pretty much always use some sort of light pale malt for your base. It's really all the extra malts, all that 1 pounds, it's the little stuff that adds up to make the more complex beers. Stirring, stirring, stirring. Just stirring up that malt. So this right here was to stop the malt from getting into the circulator pump. Put this to the side. All right, we're gonna rotate this out. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we put that in. We're gonna let it sit here. It's gonna sit here for about an hour. We're gonna let it mash. And then we're gonna add some sparge water to make sure it rinses the rest of the sugar down. And then we'll start getting ready for the boil. Okay?
All right.
Okay, we actually forgot a step. We're gonna go ahead and attach the pump here. That way it pumps and circulates the water. Oh, there we go. It was actually right. All right, we have shut off the pump. We're gonna go ahead and open this up. right. We're gonna let it drain.
Ooh, looks like you lost a part in there.
When we get to a boil, we're gonna put in our 60-minute hop. And then at the last 10 minutes, we're gonna put in our aroma hop. Right, we have gotten to a boil. We are gonna go ahead and add our hops. We're gonna start our 60-minute hops. Is actually, well, we'll just let it boil for another minute, I guess. We're gonna do our bittering hop. All right, we're gonna put a full ounce of these in there. Don't worry, the IBU is pretty low. This is gonna be a very low IBU. We're probably gonna hit about 27 IBUs for this brown ale. And there you go. So we're gonna let that do that. All right, the boil just finished. We actually, we did not record it, but I put in my last hops as well. The reason why we didn't record it, we put in a secret ingredient at the end. And hopefully that secret ingredient comes through. We only had 4 ounces, but hopefully it was enough to get into this 5-gallon batch of beer. Obviously you remember us putting in 6, we put in about 6.5 gallons or 6 gallons. It's actually down to almost right below 5 gallons, if probably 5 gallons. So it's actually right at 5 gallons, right at the mark, which is pretty good. Has a nice brown color. You can obviously see that it's curting up here. We're now about to start to cool off. We have the wort chiller hooked up. We're gonna speed up the. What you do is you speed up the cooling by hooking up the wort chiller. As so. Okay, unplugged it and we can't see the temperature dropping. We can see it was at 212. It's already down to 193. We're gonna let it do this until about, I mean, it's 80 degrees outside, so we'll try to get it to oh no. No. We got some leak, which is bad because now there's chlorine in my beer. Hopefully it doesn't affect it too much. Damn, I don't know why that happened. But shit. It's pretty hot outside, so it's really hard to get it down to 80. We're gonna go ahead and put it in there because thankfully the yeast I got can go up to 95. We're at 90, I believe. We're gonna let the wort chill off no matter what. So we're gonna turn off the wort chiller and then fill up this bucket, and we're also going to check the gravity. So let's see what's up. There it goes.
It's taking a piss.
Look how brown that brown ale is.
This will make Stone Cold Steve Austin jealous. Maybe if we're lucky, we could send one of these beers to Stone Cold. That's the bottom line.
So, I heard you're an IPA man, but take a look at this. Now that is some brown ale.
Just imagine what the final product's going to look like after all the fermenting.
Trying to smell it, see if I can smell some of the special ingredients we put in, but I'm not sure.
Oh, it's strong, all right.
I'm crossing my fingers, hoping this beer turns out well. A lot of people will test the beer. They'll taste the beer throughout the process to make sure they're hitting their right flavoring. We're not going to do that. We're all about surprises here on Opinions of Beer. So the first time you see me taste this beer on the podcast is the first time I'm trying the beer. So I have no idea if this beer is any good until we try it on the show. That's the cool premise. It's all a mystery. We're watching it grow. We're just crossing our fingers hoping that we did it right. So we make it on the podcast and drink it and be like, oh no, this is horrible. Hopefully that don't happen. So spin it, let's check. Beer's at a 1044 gravity, so that means we do not need to make a starter. I don't know what I'm doing, but I guess I don't know if it's the amount of grain or just how I'm making the beer. Everything's coming below 1050. However, I mean, the last beer was pretty potent, even though it was only 5%. So we'll see how potent this beer becomes after fermentation, especially because we're using a pretty high gravity yeast. So we'll see how much sugar it eats and how alcoholic this beer becomes. Alright. Alright, it's been exactly 4 weeks since we pitched the yeast. It was 2 weeks to two weeks to ferment, 2 weeks of carbonation. Little notes, little tidbits. Our alcohol by volume is a little lower than we were aiming for. I think maybe next time if we do anything, if we change anything, we might have to add more yeast to get the alcohol higher.
We botched it.
It's not botched. No, it's not botched. It's just lower than what we could have done.
Look at that carbonation.
Also, I think we didn't get enough sugar into the mash. But overall, hopefully this is going to be good. 4.2 isn't. I mean, it's low, but there's like a lot of like a beta. There's a lot of a beta and big beers that are this percentage. So it's not like
I'm trying to smell it. I put my nose in it.
So it's not like crazy. All right, so smell it.
Oh yeah, dude, it smells great, dude.
It smells good.
So great.
Okay, so this is the Nomad Brown Ale. The Nomad is one of the fatalities that Kabal uses. This is Kabal beer.
Oh yeah.
This is 4.2% ABV, discovered in a Black Dragon hideout. Kabal's Brown Ale is brewed with unique flavors, including the oil that drips off the Nomad that he uses for his swords.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's gross. Biological oil in a beer.
Opinions of beer, backyard beverages, and the Ferrante Jones Brewing.
Mention,
Company.
we.
I don't tell them that's a secret ingredient.
Oh, we'll cut that part out.
We use a secret ingredient. This is a Herbal Brown Ale. So it's very unique. No one's really doing this. No one is adding this particular flavor into their beers.
Let me in on the secret ingredients, or else I post them on Facebook.
Usually you'll see other flavors. You'll see ingredients that are similar, but they are not this. This is definitely a unique pick for any beer.
A unique opinions and beer blend.
And all colors and sores, rubbing and pain for your wounds.
It's like that smells like almost familiar, but also like nothing I've ever smelled
I know.
before.
So it smells crazy. We're gonna go ahead. You want to try this beer?
Absolutely.
He pitched this yeast.
I pitched this.
He helped make this beer.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It smells good.
It's lighter than I thought it was.
No, I told you it's gonna be light.
Oh yeah.
It's 4%, 4.2%.
No, I just figured it had more of a robust flavor. Hey, for a lot of beer drinkers, that's a good thing.
What's a brown ale too?
Yeah,
It's not a porter. It's not a porter or a stout.
Yeah,
porter and stouts are a lot more thicker. This is. Yeah, that's the thing. Brown ales are they're like pale ales, but browner. A little bit more of like a roasty taste, but not really. It's kind of like, that's why I want to do this. I'm trying to make our way to the crazier beers, you know, or to the thicker beers. You got to start with blondes, and we're going in with brown. But this is a very beery beer. I
think I taste the tree.
You do?
Yeah.
It tastes like wood.
Yeah, and leaves and branches. But in a good way.
But it's an earthy beer.
Yeah, no, yeah, see, that's going to turn people off. It's like, oh, I can taste the leaves. But no, like, it tastes earthy. That's a good way to put it.
No, yeah, it's brewed in a Black Dragon brewery underground.
Reminds me like we were talking about something else. Is it a very earthy taste? It's an indica.
But I love, if there's one thing to note about this beer, I think this is a pretty standard tasting beer.
It is.
It does have the earthy notes and the herbalness.
No, I was about to say it's like something else more special on top of the standard taste.
That's what I'm saying. That what it is, that you don't get like a beery beer
Aftertaste.
breath.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The
aftertaste.
breath.
See,
it
I-
leaves this weird.
We're talking about the same thing. We're calling it different things. I
Yeah.
consider that part of the aftertaste.
Okay.
Because you taste your own breath, so
Yeah.
yeah, so like you're still tasting it, and that's why I was like, that's what I was judging it on. Like, oh wow, that flavor was gone quick. Like it tastes great, but it's just gone like that.
Yeah.
And that's probably a good thing, especially like the more you're drinking just to drink and hang out, and not drinking just to review beers like we are, the more you don't want a lingering taste. You know?
Yeah. I mean, all in all, this came out to be a solid brown. It's probably the reason, like what we're talking about right now, is probably one of the reasons why you don't see browns that often anymore, because I've never been a brown fan. That's why I wanted to make something.
Well, they're not that good of a team.
No.
No.
I wanted us to try our hand at some styles that aren't typically liked, and brown
Or
ales.
maybe even like take something that you're not a fan of and see
Yeah.
if you can do it better.
You know, back in the day, brown ales used to be a standard, but since then it's been more IPAs and stouts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So right there, those middle beers like
I think it has to do with the
red ales and brown
the
ales.
hipster shit. Like, dude, everyone, like, even like non-beer connoisseurs have heard the term brown ale. They know what brown ales are. So you're not like all
Right.
cool and edgy for drinking
Yeah.
a brown ale. So you gotta be like, oh, bro, I'm drinking an IPA or a stout, and that's why these took the back seat.
Like if you are a big drinker of like maybe Newcastle, which is like the most famous brown ale, Newcastle brown ale,
yeah.
you probably like this beer. So all you Newcastle guys, and it's very interesting. Talking a lot. It was good. It's a good solid. This is a beery beer. We're not making this another thing. We're not really making like
We're not
fruity.
making beers
We're not making like these fruity beers yet. You know?
tailored for people that don't like beer.
Yeah, these are beers for people that like beer.
I
Now,
say that.
when we get to the IPA, who knows what the IPA is going to
Or,
taste like.
dude, I don't, you plan on doing any sours or tarts?
Oh yeah, the sours and tarts are closer to February probably.
I tell everybody that, well, listen, that's like, man, like, I don't like beer. It's like, you just ain't had your beer yet, buddy. There's a beer for fucking everybody.
Yeah, right.
Like, just had me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, fucking, what was that, a sour?
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't tell me you don't like beer. You like strawberries? Do you like beer? There's a strawberry beer.
The strawberry beer. Overall, what are your thoughts on this beer that we made?
Tree.
A what? A tree?
No,
Tree.
no.
Tree.
Dude, it's just like, it's so earthy. And that is like something I know in another substance that I like to consume, but not beer. It's like, I don't ever recall drinking a beer and be like, oh wow, that's so earthy.
Oh yeah, no. So this is a very earthy brown ale. It matches the style. I think this is probably this is almost perfect as far as style goes. I'm not getting nuttiness, and like a lot of brown ales they want like like the nuttiness of the nutty chocolate kind of stuff. But as far as an earth-like brown ale, dirt. This is as close to dirt as possible.
Dirt beer.
Drinkable.
Oh, not
dirt.
like that. Not like. It's good.
It's good dirt.
Don't listen to us. No,
It's water dirt.
it's good dirt beer.
Alcoholic dirt.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I mean, I'm drinking this thing and I don't feel buzzed, but I feel like there's alcohol in it. You know?
That is just like the most peculiar taste.
Oh no,
ever.
it's definitely weird.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's definitely weird taste. But it's not bad.
Yeah, no.
It's not like
Bleh.
bleh, like I've had beers that made me go bleh. This does not.
Well, this does make me sit here and think like, do I like?
But it doesn't make you go blah.
Yeah. Like, you gotta keep drinking it like, I don't know if I like this. No.
But that's just our opinion. And that's fine. Because all we have here are opinions and beer.
We are a million and billion.